Hello, dear friends. I'm glad to welcome you to the World of Technology channel. Today, we continue our exploration of the most unusual cars in the world. Imagine a car that is twice as long as a regular one, yet has only 3 wheels and can turn around in place. Meet the Dymaxion of 1933, the creation of American architect, inventor, and futurist Richard Buckminster Fuller, a man who dreamed of changing the world through design and technology. The name Dymaxion itself is a word coined by Fuller from 3 English concepts: dynamic, maximum, and tension. With this name, the inventor labeled his projects, emphasizing that they were all part of a global idea of improving human life. And the car, which appeared in the midst of the Great Depression in America in 1933, became perhaps the most vivid and unusual chapter in that story. Fuller envisioned the car not merely as a vehicle. In his mind was born the concept of a hybrid between a car and an airplane, which could drive on the road and, if necessary, take off and land anywhere like a bird. Realizing that building a flying machine right away would be technically impossible, he focused on the most complex phase, taxiing on a hard surface after landing. And so was born this futuristic 6-meter teardrop-shaped body, built on a lightweight steel frame with a wooden skeleton covered in aluminum panels. The Dymaxion's layout was unique. 2 front wheels were the drive wheels, while the single rear wheel was the steering wheel. To achieve front-wheel drive with a rear-mounted engine, engineers simply took a regular Ford axle and flipped it around. Under the hood was a standard Ford V8 engine producing 86 horsepower. The rear wheel could turn up to 90 degrees, providing fantastic maneuverability. This 20-foot giant could turn around in a space barely equal to its own length, and could even park sideways by simply turning the rear wheel toward the curb. Fuller claimed his creation could reach 190 kilometers per hour and consume only 7.8 liters for 100 kilometers. These were incredible figures for the early 1930s. In practice, however, the recorded top speed was around 140 kilometers per hour, but that was truly impressive for the time. The aerodynamic teardrop shape, worked on even by a sculptor, helped achieve outstanding efficiency. The first prototype was ready on July 12, 1933, exactly on Fuller's birthday. The car immediately went to the World's Fair in Chicago, where it caused a real sensation. Wealthy investors lined up, celebrities dreamed of a ride, and the press raved about the futuristic design. But fate had other plans for this car. In October of that same year, during a demonstration drive, the Dymaxion was involved in an accident. Although the investigation showed that another car driving too close was at fault, the reputation was hopelessly damaged. Investors panicked and pulled their money, blaming the incident on the supposedly unstable 3-wheeled design. In total, 3 prototypes were built. The first was restored after the accident, but several years later it burned down in a garage. The third gradually turned into scrap metal and was lost. Only the second unit survives to this day, thanks to a remarkable chain of events. In 1950, it was sold for just $1 to a certain Theodore Mazis, and the car sat outdoors in Arizona for over 10 years, gradually deteriorating. In the late 1960s, 3 engineering students from the University of Arizona convinced the owner to sell this unique car for $3,000, saving it from certain destruction. Today, this sole surviving original Dymaxion holds a place of honor at the National Automobile Museum in Reno, Nevada. For a long time, the car was displayed with completely blacked-out windows. The interior had been entirely lost, and restorers didn't know what it looked like. But in 2010, British architect Lord Norman Foster, a great admirer of Fuller's work, funded the creation of an exact replica of the second prototype, and also helped restore the original, returning not only its exterior shine, but also the interior that had been lost. And although the Dymaxion never went into mass production, its influence on automotive design is enormous. It was this teardrop shape that inspired the creators of the legendary Volkswagen Transporter microbus, which appeared in the late 1940s. And nearly 100 years later, Fuller's ideas about aerodynamics and efficiency continue to live on in modern three-wheeled hybrids and electric vehicles. This car became a symbol of a bold, unrealized dream of a future where technology serves people with maximum output and minimum cost. And that's all for now. Remember, you've been watching the World of Technology channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, friends.